I've become enlightened after a month. Not actually enlightened. I mean, enlightenment is probably an or a subjective thing. One person's enlightenment is very different than someone else's. But over the past couple days, I've had a lot of interesting realizations, and basically, it all hinges on the fact that life is perfect. Like when you realize that life is perfect as it is, you don't really need to do anything else. So, literally going forward, at least in the short term until something changes, I'm just going to be working on my internal state and working on being present in every single moment, and then yeah, and then letting life guide me to wherever it needs to go. I think the role of psychedelics is it basically like speed runs your progress to whatever you're meant to learn in this life. So I think through my experiences, it has basically taught me that, like, I don't even know how it taught. I guess because everything is meant to happen for a reason. Like this is what I was meant to learn in this life. But I feel like the way that they work is it basically lets you tap into a vast shared consciousness, and you could basically have thoughts that are not your own. You can gain thoughts from other people, and that's why it changes your thinking and your perception so much. So when you're under the influence of those substances, you it's almost literally like you're in like a network of millions, if not billions, of people that have taken psychedelics before, and you're gaining knowledge from them. So I think I'm going to do maybe like one more kind of big trip in a month or so, and then I'm not going to seek it out, but whatever opportunities I get, I do still want to try LSD and DMT at some point, but I think I've kind of gained all I need to, at least for now, from it. So I'll give it a little rest. But yeah, it's weird because last night, like, I really started to realize kind of how scripted life is. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I know now, I just know that everything is meant to happen, and you have a little bit of variability. Like the way that I was kind of thinking of it in my head was there's infinite realities with like infinite very minor differences that could lead to like a big one later in your life. So let's say maybe if you like miss a bus one day, then you have a different wife later on. So it's kind of like butterfly causality sort of effect. But overall, there are things in your life that are predestined to happen, like fate. And my thinking is the more present that you are and the better your internal state, the better your end reality will become. So if you're super unaware and you're super in your head and miserable, then you're going to have the worst reality. Whereas if you're just accepting and aware of life, you'll likely have the best reality that you could have in this lifetime. So, because these things are kind of predetermined and some divine force draws you to whatever you need to do, literally just going to, like I said, be like meditating and probably just doing things for enjoyment, like reading for enjoyment, not really reading for gaining knowledge anymore because you just get spiritual downloads. And if I can, working out, but I know if I'm going abroad, then that probably won't really happen anymore. But the nice thing is I'm not really attached to my body. So if I can't work out, then whatever. Um, and then just kind of letting the canon events occur as they will. I'm not forcing them. So it's it's not really like you can explain or you can get someone else to believe how it works, but once you understand, and it feels amazing. Like it just feels like everything is gonna be all right, and even if it's not, even if bad things happen, like that's just a part of this life. Suffering is a part of life. But like I would say literally if you wanted to live a truly happy life, you either need to realize or convince yourself that life is perfect as it is because it always is. Even the bad things in life, everything is energy. There's going to be bad energy and good energy, even though I've discussed it before. The universe and reality is non dual. So everything that we see, we judge as such based on our prior concepts and everything like that. So when you realize that God is perfect and he cannot create an imperfect creation, and every person is perfect, nature is perfect, we are all one, we are all in harmony. And then once you just be aware of every present moment, you don't try to remove yourself from this reality. I think you can have a truly beautiful experience. And I'm just grateful because I realized it so early. So I have however long to live out a wonderful life. And really, yeah, no worry, just kind of figuring it out. And then I'm going to be kind of like weird from now on. Like, I feel like I'm going to kind of act as an NPC. I'm going to stick to my script, but then stuff will break my script or my interactions with people, or I'll just have like weird glitches. Like I'm gonna reference the script when I'm talking to people and just kind of mess with them and see what happens. I'm not really treating anything as real anymore. Like I know that there's some weird preordination and fate is real and all that stuff, but I think for the most part, I'm just kind of gonna keep it inside and just understand and observe. Like I'm there, but I'm not really there. This is just the observation point, but I don't know. Like I'm I'm a layer removed. So, but it makes me all the more joyous and able to accept life without judgment. So, I'm I'm feeling good. I think I'm probably going to go to Romania and try to backpack around. I was literally trying to just randomly pick a country, like throw a dart at a board because it doesn't matter where I go. But Romania sounds cool, and I think it has connections to other countries I want to go to. So my current plan, even though planning doesn't matter at all because anything can happen, but I would like to backpack Europe for probably like 6 months to a year, and then probably come back for a little bit, like I don't know, maybe like a couple months, live with my mom for a little bit, and then most likely backpack Asia. And if I'm still connected to it and I still have a desire to ordain in Thailand, well, not ordain, but become like a layman at a Wat for a bit. And then if I wanted to take that further, I could. If it's not for me, then I'll probably go to Japan or Korea and try to apply for one of those young person grant programs and live there. So that's where I'm at. Really not trying to have many goals. I think at this point, I've understood that while I could have goals, I think that the things that the universe wants to give me and wants to show me are more valuable and more amazing than I could ever even imagine for myself. So I'm just kind of trying to let it take the wheel instead of letting my ego drive everything and give me the stuff that I want. So I'm going to try to become as non biased and neutral as possible to truly experience the world in all of its majesty and really work on becoming present. It's kind of like a muscle. Like the more you train it, the better and more present you get. Like I'm realizing myself kind of returning to the present moment multiple times each day and recognizing my thoughts as they're arising, which is nice. So I think within like a couple months, I'll be pretty solid there. But I think I'll still do the Path to Enlightenment videos, even though I'm not really looking for anything anymore. But I would still like to keep the YouTube channel going here and there, but I really don't have much of a desire to do it like long term now because yeah, I can try to get my thoughts on paper and try to explain, but it sounds annoying, but it is kind of one of those things where someone has to recognize it for themselves. Telling them isn't going to do anything because they're not going to understand you. So I'll do videos here and there, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what the future brings. But peace.